Ramanyavakuto tahikave namaha bahubiyamutate namaha jate rudra shiva tanu ragora apakashini kayana.
My role tonight is to take you through the proceedings of the night. I would really like to ask your forgiveness for reducing the introductions of the speakers to a minute or two. This is because all our speakers are so accomplished that the introduction would take up all their allotted time if I were to go through in detail. And besides, in the conference magazine, we have all the bios in great detail. So to start us off tonight, I would like to ask Swamiji Brahma Swarupananda to come to the podium to give us an overview of the conference and the Vedic science versus modern science concept. How does one introduce such an accomplished individual? Well, Swamiji is the mastermind behind the conference. He's a most learned scholar, as evidenced by his abbreviated bio, as mentioned. I have been blessed with the distinct pleasure and opportunity of spending a lot of time with Swamiji for the last 5 years. In that time, every time we meet, he would impart a new teaching, a new story from the Ramayana or the Vedas or on political science, of which he's a specialist. I am always amazed to sit and listen to this walking encyclopedia. He was the former Vice Chancellor of the Maharishi University in Holland and has spoken in over 50 countries. Without further ado, I would like to ask Swamiji to bring opening remarks and to give his overview. Please welcome.
My respected President of Republic Trinidad and Tobago, Indian High Commissioner, and then great leader of India, Subramaniam Swami and Swami Paramatmananda. All my dear brother and sister, we organized this conference to discuss on the modern science and then Vedic science. How these both science come together to help, to establish the peaceful and prosperous society in Trinidad, Tobago, and Caribbean. Many speakers presented thought in daytime. Now, in beginning, all these activities, dynamic process to make the peace and prosperous, first of all, we are thinking, what is a man? All this activity, government, and then court, school, college, everything for the human being. What is a man? So first of all, father of communism, Marx told, man is an economical being. He needs bread, food, cloth, shelter and house. Very great effect one time. And second philosopher came, that is Mr. Freud, father of psychology. And he explained, man is a sensual being, give freedom for enjoyment of sensuality. Because body need enjoyment, mind need peace, soul need blissfulness. So told sensuality is necessary for the human being. He wrote many books. Then third, Darwin, who has given the thought of evolution. But his evolution and our Veda evolution different. He told that evolution is a biological evolution. Then man making the progress. Man is an evolved animal, progressive animal. He wrote it. Very many books he wrote. Many people against, some people in all school, college in favor. So that is up to man. That is evolution. And third coming, Vedic science is telling, okay, no, Mars, you are incomplete. Freud, you are not perfect. And Darwin, your research, your discovery, your all that is not complete also. Veda is telling, no, man is a spiritual being. He has the divinity. Man is a potential divine. So how to serve the spirituality in the human body? So, my dear brother and sister, spirituality, how to come? When first came theology, then philosophy in development, and after the philosophy has come spirituality. Man is a spiritual being. How this will come on surface in the life, he told. Spirituality is a giving consciousness. Consciousness, or 7 steps of consciousness, in the according to Vedic science and Vedic philosophy. This first, he told, man is a jagrati. Jagrati means awakening. All of we are now the first stage awakening, that is Jagrat Chetana, Jagrat Avastha. Second is a dreaming state of consciousness, that is Swapna Avastha. Third is a sleeping state of consciousness, that is a Susupti, and after that Turiya Chetana. Then is telling, no, they search. We have the 7 type of consciousness in the human body, but we have experienced only 3 consciousness. Jagrata, waking, dreaming, and sleeping. Other 4 steps of consciousness, that is sleeping. We are not aware. 7-story building, only 3 is open for us. So Veda philosophy is telling, no, go further. Go further. That is a cosmic consciousness. After that, God consciousness, Bhagavat Chetana. At last, as the individual soul and supreme soul will be together as a Brahmi Chetana, this 7 consciousness, this consciousness stage will be complete, then with the peace will come in the life, and heaven will come on this earth, So, this evolution, 3 evolution, 4th, that is our evolution of consciousness. Up to the man, that was unconscious evolution. But with man, conscious evolution start. First, unconscious evolution is a mechanical and natural. But man has become conscious evolutionary process, which is a process in the development of consciousness, then occur. Then has come this development of consciousness, you understand. Tree is a more conscious than stone, rocks. And then man is a more conscious than animal. And Buddha and Christ is a more conscious than man. That is evolution, that is spiritual evolution. This is a spiritual evolution. And with this evolution, psychology changing. This psychology is more important. That also is spiritual psychology, is spiritual psychology. But psychology of the Freud or many other psychologists, they are telling that is a question, that is a question of the being, not the pathology. Psychology is not pathology. You are mentally upset or depressed and give the medicine, you be better. Your beingness, yourself, how that will awake, how develop, and then how you will be Buddha and Christ, the more consciousness than man, how will come. Veda says it is not question of psychology, it is question of being. It is not question of the mental health, it is a question of spiritual growth. Spiritual growth. Question is not what you do, rather the question is what you are. So Vedic telling, oh man, you listen me. You are the children of immortality. You are the children of totally supreme consciousness. Then how to achieve this consciousness? Then Veda giving step by step, then presented the consciousness, science of consciousness, and then technology, how this man will do. In this world at present time, many countries, they are doing this experiment. We are thinking in the presence of my respected president to think how to do in this country. There is a small country, there is all multiracial society, rainbow culture here. How can do experiment? So my dear brother and sister, come sit together, follow the process and technology. This small island, people telling small island, but I am telling great island, not a small island, because here is a more prosperous country. We can do our experiment, a Vedic science experiment with the modern science. I think today I want to speak more, but I want to listen my respected president talk, and then we'll be more happy. He inspired, he given the statement in the all media, consciousness. Next year we are going to organize consciousness best education. So next year I am doing pranam to everybody. Hari Om Tat Sat.
Next on the agenda is the revival of Vedic wisdom to be elected to be given, a short talk to be given by Dr. John Fagan. Dr. Fagan is a leading authority on sustainability in the food and agricultural system and on biosafety and food authenticity. I know you're hungry and food is coming soon. So I wouldn't extend his introduction anymore. So while he's coming up, I'll just say that he is a successful entrepreneur in the field of biotechnology and a founded and sold Global ID Group. He is the Minister of Agriculture of the Global Country of World Peace and serves as Vice President of the Global Union of Scientists for Peace. Please welcome Dr. John Fagan to speak tonight.
Thank you. Again, it's such an honor to speak in front of this group, and my great respect to all of our spiritual leaders who are with us here tonight. And I'll be quick so that we can get to our dinner. And this was really designed as an introduction to Her Excellency to Maharishi Vedic science, but since she's not here, we'll just recap a few things from this afternoon from a slightly different perspective. For this conference, we brought together the scientists from East and West, and to examine the application of Maharishi's Vedic science and technology to address the really deep problems that humanity is confronting in this day and age. Maharishi's Vedic science and technology are really an ultra-modern thing. They're validated by the most advanced science, but rooted in the Vedic science that is familiar to so many here in Trinidad and Tobago because it's their cultural roots. But it's used, this technology is used widely around the world to address a wide range of problems. And it's used by people from a wide range of cultures and religions. So it's not something linked just to the Indian culture. The application of scientific research in conjunction with the Vedic research makes it a very generalized and very applicable tool. And the exciting aspect of it is that it is so broadly applicable. Health and wellness, education, in economic development. It's being used by the military in many countries to convert warriors into peace creators, you might say. It's used in conflict resolution and in reduction of violence and crime. It's used in agriculture. Great benefits in all of these areas and no side effects. It's ultra-modern technology that's really scientifically validated in a very profound way. So we're ready. We came here to Trinidad and Tobago to emphasize to those in the audience, this is what I would have said to Her Excellency, is that we're ready to join hands with the government of Trinidad and Tobago to apply Maharishi's Vedic science and technology here in Trinidad and Tobago to address the kinds of things that I mentioned a few minutes ago. And we're so happy to offer this ancient wisdom and ultra-modern technology. And just to give you a sense of its applicability, this is a little bit of a summary, and its wide applicability. This is a bit of a summary of what's happening today around the world, particularly in Latin America and in Asia. 1,001 schools and universities have implemented transcendental meditation as programs within the university and its advanced programs as well in their daily curriculum. There are over 500,000 students participating in this program today. And around the world, we've already developed relationships with 15,900 educational institutions that service 7.5 million students. They've already signed an agreement for expansion of the program in their schools and educational systems. The limitation here is the ability of the Maharishi organization to deliver on this level, but that's expanding very quickly. Next slide, please. At present, in our programs and institutions in Latin America, the Caribbean, and Africa and Asia, we have 167,600 advanced transcendental meditation experts, people practicing the advanced technologies of Maharishi's Vedic science. And over 1 million meditators have been created in just the last few years in all these institutions. Now, if you could just slide through these are programs, these are pictures of groups of practitioners in different schools around the world. And in these schools, what we're doing is doing two things at once. We're using this technology to really supercharge the academic, the educational program, and simultaneously creating programs to create world peace, where this technology is being used to normalize and stabilize the collective consciousness through the Maharshi effect of large groups practicing these technologies. And it's also, as I said before, being used by the military or within military organizations to affect these same effects. So this is just a quick summary of what we have, and thank you very much for our time. We have to move on now. I think there are a couple more. I think one particular event to follow this, and then we'll be having our dinner. Thank you so much. Jagrati.
Thank you very much, Dr. Fagan. Please don't go very far because you'll be called right back up in a couple minutes. I'd like to also recognize in the audience tonight Dr. Valmiki Arjun and Mrs. and Mrs. It's not Arjun, but it's Renee Ramrup. Dr. Ragbir Sipasad and Mrs. Sipasad, and that's Swamiji's general doctor. Sri Aya, who is the founder of the cgurus.com, the German ambassador, His Excellency Mr. Ute Konig, and if I've left out anybody, please, it's not intentional. It's just so many people to recognize. Next on the program is the penultimate item prior to dinner, and that is the presentation of an honorary PhD to Swami Brahmaswarupananda Ji by the Maharishi Vedic University. And to do that, I'll ask both Dr. Fagan and Dr. Graham de Freitas to come on stage to present this award to Swami Swarupananda Ji.
So, should we have Swami come?
He will come up, yeah.
You've got some instructions from Dr. Luis?
Yes, I think you can read
Go ahead.
this.
I can read the text if you'd like.
You can read the text. I'll just say one thing. So we're so honored to give this doctorate to Swami Brahmananda Swarupananda Ji. Yes. Go ahead.
So this is a beautiful award which comes from, and I'm speaking on behalf of the global country of world peace and Maharaja Adhiraj Rajaram, and also Raja Luis Alvarez, who is the Raja of Latin America and a very good friend of Swamiji's, and also on behalf of the Maharishi Institute of Science and Technology here in Trinidad. And we are very pleased to offer this wonderful award, the award of the doctorate of world peace honoris causa. So I will read this beautiful inscription on this award, and we'll go ahead right now. Okay. So it says Maharishi European Research University, Maharishi Mahesh Yogi, founder of the Maharishi European Research University, and a picture of Maharshi at the top. And hereby confers the degree of Doctor of World Peace honoris causa upon Swami Brahma Swarupananda Ji. This doctoral degree is being awarded to Swami Brahmasarupanandaji for his significant contribution to the advancement and application of the Maharshi Vedic technology to create world peace and to secure invincibility for India and Trinidad and Tobago. Swami Brahmananda Sarupanandaji has utilized the programs offered and promoted by Maharshi University of World Peace in institutions around the Caribbean and India for the creation of Maharshi effect and Maharshi's knowledge in the academic world. Consciousness-based education allows the student to experience the source of all knowledge, the field of pure consciousness, the unified field of all laws of nature, and the sequential emergence of all the laws of nature from this unified source. This fulfills the high aspiration to have unified knowledge of all the diverse fields of knowledge by providing the knowledge and practical procedures to enliven total knowledge in one single brain. The technology of yogic flying is the most advanced program to create coherence, harmony, and integrity in national consciousness, and thereby secure national invincibility and to radiate an influence of peace and harmony so that the root cause for the birth of an enemy is eliminated. By implementing Maharshi Vedic science and technology in Trinidad and Tobago and in India, Swami Brahma Swarupanandaji is founding the administration of India and Trinidad and Tobago in the light of total natural law, the constitution of the universe. Through the implementation of Maharshi's Vedic knowledge, the great scholars and students of India and Trinidad and Tobago, practicing Maharshi Vedic technologies, including yogic flying, Swami Brahma Swarupanandaji is achieving what was sought by the wise throughout the ages: problem-free, prevention-oriented administration, evolutionary, nourishing, and fulfilling to all. In recognition of this achievement of implementing Maharshi Vedic science and technology to secure national invincibility and to achieve lasting peace in Trinidad and Tobago and in India, it's our great joy to bestow this degree of Doctor of World Peace honoris causa on Swami Brahma Sarupanandaji, and is signed by Raja Felix, President of the Maharshi European Research University in Salisbury, Switzerland, on the 1st of November, 2019. So it's our great joy to present this. And Maharaja Adiraj Rajaram has really enthusiastically approved of this degree being offered to Swami Brahma Sarupanandaji, and Raja Luis is also very much behind this, as we are very much appreciating everything that Swami has done for this university. So.
On Swamiji's behalf, I would like to say thanks to the Maharishi Vedic University of Holland and the United States for offering such a wonderful recognition of his service to the Vedas and transcendental meditation.